Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and try out painting a panel with a rattle can or an HVLP gun. Stay tuned, you're going to be pleasantly surprised in how it turns out. Alright, so we're going to be comparing, we're not sponsored by Dupli-color, I think that's how you call it, but we're going to be using their product. So it's going to be all the same product from Dupli-color. This is going to be your perfect match scratch filler primer. That's going to be our first coat right there. We're going to be using their perfect match duplicates original GM colors. So this one's going to be our WA9088, which is going to be a red color. So there you go. That's going to be our base coat. I'm going to probably layer like 4 of these. Then we got our 1K clear, which is also from Dupli-color. That's going to be our clear. It's going to be the last coat. So the difference between 1K and 2K, this one already has kind of like the hardener in it, so it hardens by air. And then the 2K, you're going to have the clear plus the hardener. You guys saw that video before, so you guys go ahead and click up right here. And you guys going to go ahead and see that video on how we mix out our clear. And of course, we're going to go ahead and compare with an HVLP gun. So everything that we're going to be using for the sealer, the base coat, and the clear coat, we're going to mix that out as we go. Alright guys, if you guys need any pre-paint auto body parts or touch a bottle, go to ReveMoto.com, your pre-paint auto body parts source. So let's go ahead and get started on this little project of ours. Alright guys. Alright, who's going to have a better paint job? Rattle Can or HVLP gun? Let's go ahead and try it out. Alright guys. So the fender we're going to be using as a test panel. It's going to be prepped the same way and we're going to clean the same way. So everything should be Alright guys, so this fender that we're going to be using as a test panel has been prepped the same way and we're going to clean the same way. So everything should be the same way in regards to how we spray the HVLP, which is going to be our red color right here, versus our rattle can, which is our red color right here. Okay? Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and test out our spray pattern on our spray can here in our high-tech testing panel. So let's go ahead and shake it up. Let's see the direction first. How long I got to shake it up for? I think it's like for a minute. Yeah, full minute.
1 hour later.
Alright, as always, take off that cap. And put this cap on my pocket here. So we're always going to be this far away from the panel. Okay, so we know it's kind of drippy right there. So it produces a lot of, I guess, like fluid or material. So we know it's going to drip if we kind of like spray it all the way down. So let's see how we're going to spray it. Well, see how the nozzle right there is kind of twisted. So I guess you guys can twist that nozzle down. So we want it to be up, right side up. Is that what it's called? Is it right side up? Okay. All right, let's see. Maybe I won't spray as much this time. Okay, that one did. Okay, that's a lot better right there. So this time around, I kind of pulled the trigger down all the way, but within like maybe like half a second. So it's still drippy right there, so I know for sure. Let's see. Okay. A lot of material coming out of this spray can. So I'm gonna say you gotta pull it. Okay, so you can't spray down for more than a second. So right here, what I did was I kind of just like far away, really quickly. So we're gonna spray it real quick. Okay, so that's one thing that we know about this spray can right there. Let's go ahead and get started on this one right here. All right, so safety first. You gotta have your face mask and your paint suit, okay? And now we're gonna clean it off. All right, so now we're gonna tack it off. Also, one thing I forgot to mention about these spray cans, you gotta You gotta spray it in a weather condition of around, okay, so between 60 Fahrenheit and 95 Fahrenheit. So right now we're around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So it should be optimal condition for the spray can. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shake it up again. But again, we're gonna spray a little bit further, but also faster so it doesn't run on us, okay? And we're gonna spray a really light coat on the first pass on it. If you guys notice, my overlap is like 70%. So basically, if my first pass is like that, I'm gonna go ahead and go up a little bit and continue my spray pattern. So you're gonna overlap 70%, okay? So I'm gonna let that dry up a little bit so you guys can see it's a very light coat on it. And then while I'm waiting for it to dry up, I'm gonna go ahead and shake up the can. All right, guys. So I'm gonna keep on spraying it light just like this because I know from our test panel over there, if I spray the traditional way where I put a medium coat and then a heavier coat, it's gonna drip pretty hard because I can't control this, the fluid tip basically. So I'm gonna continue spraying it just like this, light coats. I'm probably gonna do it 4 times. You guys can see like I'm kind of like every single time I spray, I see it kind of spitting. So whenever it spits, the tip right here kind of gets gunked up. So you want to, clean it off a little bit here and there. So I would say every single time you kind of see it spit, clean up the tip. All right, guys, so that's our last coat. It's gonna be the 4th coat. It covered out really well. We did turn on the paint booth a little bit so we can go ahead and control the weather condition. It did drop here in Houston a little bit. I think we're at like 60 degrees right now. So we went ahead and turned on the heater and the paint booth. But on the 4th coverage, it covered pretty well. So you gotta go ahead and lay it down just like that. Lay it down light. The first coat, lay down again light on the 2nd coat, and the 3rd coat, give it a little bit more heavier because I can see like it kind of tacked off on the 2nd and 1st coat. So I give it a little more of that stability so it doesn't run. So the 3rd coat, I got a little bit more heavy, and then the 4th coat, I got a little bit more heavy on there. So now I kind of cover a little bit better. So let that one sit down, sit a little bit for another minute or 2, and we're gonna go ahead and layer the base coat. Alright guys, so the Rattle Can primer has been sitting for an hour. So we're going to go ahead and do our base coat. So first, same thing, we're going to test out the spray pattern, see how it looks. And we're going to do the same exact thing. It's going to be around like 4 coats or maybe even 5 because it's red. And we're going to do light coats, okay? So that's gonna be 10 coats of the red. Red is very transparent color, so you're gonna have to layer a lot of base coat on it or a lot of layers on it. So that one took 10 coats to get like full coverage basically, or semi full coverage. That was a 2010 Toyota Tacoma fender. So just half of that fender alone took the whole can. So just imagine how much more you gotta do per part that you guys gonna be doing. So a bumper, say perhaps, that's gonna probably take you like 4 or 5 of those spray cans. But we're gonna go ahead and let that thing bake for another hour, and then we're gonna layer our last coat. It's gonna be our clear coat. So we're gonna layer 2 layers of that. All right, guys. So while we're letting the base coat bake for a little bit, I think like an hour, we're gonna go ahead and start shaking this one up. It's gonna be the 1K clear, and it says 2 minutes, and we're gonna apply 2 to 3 coats, waiting 10 minutes. Let's see how it lays down. So on the 1K clear from Dupli-color, I'm not gonna lie, it actually lays down pretty well. As you guys can see from over there, it sprayed a perfect circle. So from just noticing that and reading the instructions, I went on there, still light on the first coat, and I did an overpass of like 50%, I guess like, what was it, 50%? Oh yeah, 50% overlap. Go ahead and 50% overlap on the first coat, but light. And then the second one, I did a medium coat, basically kind of tacked off. It got a little bit tacky, so that means that the clear would have a little bit more adhesion so it doesn't drip. So I went ahead and did a 50% overlap, but medium coat. And then on the final coat, which is the third coat, I went a little bit more heavy on it because I had that, I had that insurance policy that the coats on the first and second one would not let the third one kind of drip. So I went a little bit heavy on it, and it did really well. But for the most part, so you guys can see right now, you guys have like a little bit of, I guess, grittiness. So the grittiness from this panel comes from the, like right there, that grittiness right there comes from the sealer or the primer, and also on the base coat. I would say more in the base coat because it kept spitting. But yeah, it laid down pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it laid down really well. It's not smooth, right? But it's not smooth. No, it's not smooth. So I would say you would wet sand and buff this out and see how it looks like. But let's compare it to the HVLP gun in a few minutes here. Alright guys, so we're done with the Rattle Can experiment. So now we're going to test out with the HVLP gun. So if you guys haven't watched the video on how to paint with the HVLP gun, the link's down below. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so let's see the results right here. So it's going to be 4 weeks since we actually painted this panel. And as you guys can see, there's a huge difference in the color. This one's going to be a little bit lighter as expected. And also this one's going to be the exact same color as what we needed it to be, which is going to be the dark cherry, I believe. Yeah. So even the color on the cap, as you guys can see, the cap color right there, is a lot lighter than the actual color that it came out to be. That's either like I didn't put too much on there or the color itself just changed. This one's a little bit more, a lot closer to the cap color. But if you guys come a little bit closer, here's the swatch. So this is like a spray out of like the actual color it should be. As you guys can see, that's a direct match right there. So to conclude, I would say maybe we can do another test, or if you guys are doing this yourself, add more paint to it because I know it's still a little blotchy on this side. So I think we used like 3 cans maybe or three, I think 3 cans maybe. I gotta look back on the tape, but you're gonna have to double up on the amount that we used on the previous spray out. And then the clear coat itself, what I did, as you guys can see right here, is a little bit, I would say like a little bit orange peely, but it caused a reaction because I really wanted this to work out because this is such an easy way to paint your car part at home. And I really wanted to layer another clear coat on there to get the shine to look like this one, but I just didn't do it because this thing actually dries pretty fast. So within like 5 or 10 minutes of you guys laying this down, it's pretty much done deal that you can't layer too much more on there. That's why it caused a reaction. But I would say for a home job, this would be a good thing for you guys to utilize on a smaller area, not a whole panel. For big jobs, as you guys can see, you got to use the HVLP gun to achieve the color that you guys want and also the finish you guys want. Alright guys, if you guys like this video, let us know if there's anything else you guys want us to shoot or if you guys want us to do another panel. But if there's anything you guys want us to paint, let us know. Comment down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, I do want to thank you again for watching our great videos. If you guys need any parts for your vehicle, the ones that you guys see in our videos, or anything else, go to ReveMoto.com, your pre-painted auto body parts source. We sell bumpers, taillights, headlights, touch-up bottles, everything that you need for your vehicle. Go to ReveMoto.com, your pre-painted and accessories parts store. Also, go ahead and like, subscribe, and turn on your push notification for more great videos like this one. Thank you.